Your roadmap to the latest in auto. Welcome to Highway Herald. Officials are still pushing EVs hard, but consumer interest hasn't kept pace. And you know who's affected by this? Yes, we're talking about dealers. They struggle with low demand and oversupply, leading to massive lot surpluses. Many believe EVs don't benefit their business and reject the electric transition, refusing to sell EVs. Here are 9 key reasons behind their resistance. Reason number 9, the impact of state regulations. State regulations shape the EV market across the US, acting as both catalysts and roadblocks. Federal policies set ambitious goals, but state-level incentives and mandates often determine EV adoption rates. For example, California's strict emission standards and generous incentives boost EV sales, while states with fewer incentives like Wyoming with its 2035 EV phase-out resolution see slower adoption. States like Colorado and New York offer tax credits and rebates to encourage EV purchases, but this patchwork of regulations creates challenges for dealers. Supportive state policies drive sales, but inconsistency and local resistance can hinder progress, complicating the EV transition for dealers across different regions. Reason number 8, EVs sitting idle on dealer lots. Gone are the days of supply chain issues. Most EV manufacturers are now operating at full throttle. However, their production capacity often overshoots current demand, leading to an oversupply on dealer lots. The result? EVs are lingering longer on dealership lots compared to their internal combustion counterparts. Recent data shows that the average market supply for vehicles is about 76 days. Yet, EVs often sit for over 100 days to 139 days in March, and a still high 103 days in June. For instance, the Audi Q4 e-tron languishes with a market supply of 254 days, while traditional models like the Toyota RAV4 and Honda CR-V move off the lots in around 32 and 20 days, respectively. This stark contrast highlights the growing disconnect between EV production and consumer demand. Reason number 7, the diminishing customer base for EVs. The rapid growth in the EV segment that once showcased impressive year-over-year increases has now plateaued. Dealers are witnessing a slowdown in potential EV buyers as the initial wave of early adopters and affluent households have already made their purchases. Today's middle-class consumers, who are crucial for widespread EV adoption, find these vehicles too expensive and less practical for everyday use. While EVs boast incredible acceleration, they often fall short in terms of practicality and convenience for the average driver. This has led many to stick with traditional combustion engines or opt for hybrids, which offer a more practical solution during this transitional period. As a result, the shrinking customer base poses a significant challenge for dealers who are struggling to maintain sales momentum in a market that appears to be cooling off. Reason number 6, service revenue shortfall. One major concern for dealers is the shift in revenue sources. Traditionally, dealerships have relied heavily on service revenue from oil changes, brake replacements, and other routine maintenance. However, EVs require minimal maintenance compared to combustion vehicles, eliminating many of these profitable service opportunities. Instead of routine oil changes, EVs demand software updates and other electronic maintenance tasks that require specialized knowledge. Dealers are often unprepared for these new challenges, as evidenced by GM's issues with the new Blazer EV, where even Chevrolet struggled with unresolved software problems. This shift not only affects dealers' revenue streams, but can also strain relationships with loyal customers. Before we delve deeper, we'd appreciate it if you could subscribe to Highway Herald. Your support fuels our passion to create more content like this. Now let's explore reason number 5, infrastructure investment demands. To accommodate EVs, dealers must invest significantly in infrastructure, including installing chargers and upgrading facilities. Additionally, employee training is crucial to handle the unique needs of EV maintenance. These investments can be substantial, raising questions about their return on investment, especially as EV sales slow down. Ford's Model E certification program, which required dealers to invest between $500,000 and $1.2 million, is a prime example. Although initially promising, the program faced legal hurdles and growing dealer skepticism, eventually leading to its cancellation. Despite this, the high costs of necessary infrastructure remain a significant barrier for many dealerships, affecting their enthusiasm for the EV market. Reason number 4, the challenges of selling EVs. Selling electric vehicles is no walk in the park, and it's not just about a general lack of interest or slower than expected growth. The real challenge lies in the demographic still interested in EVs, many of whom are hesitant and demanding. These potential buyers often require more convincing and education than those buying traditional vehicles. Sales staff face a more demanding process when dealing with EV customers. The effort to explain the benefits of EVs and familiarize buyers with this new technology can be exhaustive. What once took an hour to close a sale now stretches to 3 or 4 times that, making the process feel much more labor-intensive and less rewarding for both dealers and salespeople. The increased time and effort required to seal a deal often translate to a feeling of diminished returns on their commission. Reason number 3, regional discrepancies in EV sales. Federal strategies and incentives aimed at boosting EV sales have been rolled out, but their uniformity overlooks regional nuances. The effectiveness of these programs varies significantly depending on local conditions. For instance, the consumer attitudes towards EVs in California are vastly different from those in North Dakota. This disparity stems from various factors including infrastructure, economic conditions, and cultural preferences. States with advanced infrastructure and robust economic support for EVs see higher sales, while those lacking these factors lag behind. Dealers in areas with lower demand or fewer incentives face challenges that their counterparts in more supportive regions do not. This geographic divide highlights the complexity of the EV market and underscores the need for more tailored approaches. Reason number 2, the market's unpreparedness for electrification. The broader market remains unprepared for a full-scale electric revolution. Despite ambitious electrification goals from authorities and car manufacturers, several barriers persist. EVs may excel in acceleration, but they fall short in practical aspects like range, charging times, and cost. Even with discounts and tax credits, prices remain high. Infrastructure is another significant hurdle. The number of public chargers is inadequate, especially in remote areas, and those available often prove unreliable. This leads to charging anxiety, a major deterrent for potential buyers. A recent study by CDK Global reveals that 65% of U.S. dealers are skeptical about the positive impact of EVs on their business. The prospect of automakers bypassing dealers to adopt direct sales models is becoming more plausible, though it's still uncertain. Reason number 1, training and education challenges. One major hurdle in the EV transition is the need for extensive dealer training. EVs require skills beyond those needed for traditional vehicles, making training both time-consuming and costly. Dealers must understand EV technology, including battery management and charging infrastructure, but many find current training insufficient. A J.D. Power survey shows nearly 40% of dealers feel unprepared for selling and servicing EVs. The fast pace of technological advancements adds to the challenge, requiring ongoing updates and retraining. Smaller dealerships with limited resources face particular difficulties. High turnover rates exacerbate the problem, leading to frequent retraining. Manufacturers like Volkswagen are addressing these issues with comprehensive training programs, but significant gaps remain. Enhanced training and support are essential for preparing dealers for the evolving EV market. Thanks for watching. For the latest vehicle news and trends, subscribe to Highway Herald and turn on notifications. See you next time.